stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. Back at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. At the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy. Had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar. Life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 5 August 2024 in the year of our Olympic dumpster fire. No, I shouldn't say that. We're kicking ass in the Olympics. Yeah. Deep within the basement of the Pentagon. Maybe somewhere in the Alamo. Hanging up in the rafters. Maybe on the cornerstone of the Masonic plaque. Maybe Area 51, or maybe somewhere in Cheyenne Mountain. WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition. What's up, Anthony, my man? Gotta get you on the calendar, brother. Can't wait. Anthony Anderson, of course, founder, originator of the Stolen Valor page, Guardians of Valor. He's been a guest on before, way back in the day. And so, yeah, we've been busy. That's the thing. And so God, man, it's been one of those things to where we're just like cracking the Pentagon of excellence. We wish. Yeah, man, our calendars are not jiving and are not coalescing together. And can I speak? I'm going to speak all politically, and they're not coalescing together and holistically adding enough space to provide ourselves with a time slot for your appearance, Anthony. Anyways, so tonight I got a friend coming on, Eric Bandazewski. I'm gonna tell you what, I was on his podcast, There Will Be Bourbon, ways back, and then now you guys know that I took the time off, for the passing of my brother, and so now I'm catching up to all my calendar stuff, and now we finally got a moment for him to come on to shoot the shit. Can't wait. Baseball fanatic. Hey, me and him served at about the same time in the first summer division anyways. So if you go on to the YouTubes of WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, you will see on the communities tab on the YouTube page, you'll see that we were on there. And so shooting the breeze. So again, this is some reciprocal love. He's a huge baseball fan, and I know he rags on me for being a fan of my primary team, the LA Dodgers. And then, so if his mood, we'll see what his mood's going to be like, depending on his, how his team does. And we'll let him come up and talk about his team. My secondary team, don't you have like 3 teams exactly that? For you guys that remember, I'm not saying I'm a fair weather fan, but it's like I have primary teams and then like backup teams in the event there's a, whatever they do or something like that, or how they treated me, or I went to a game and they were cool with me. So it's like my primary team is the LA Dodgers, then it's the Texas Rangers, and then it's the Kansas City Royals, and then what have you and all that. Oh, you guys see that? Yeah. So there's all the storms that's happening on the East Coast. So y'all be careful. So all of a sudden you see a lightning bolt and the whole screen goes white and I get zapped. And it's because I got zapped. So at any rate, so ooh, man, you hear that? You all hear that? Yeah. So it's gonna be a pretty cool show. Gonna talk about societal stuff, talk about baseball, talk about whatever, and of course, there will be bourbon and all that. So Eric will be joining us at the top of the hour. I'm excited. Massey, I have a feeling, is probably having some issues with the storms because the interwebs have delayed out pretty bad. A lot of internet's been knocked out. So let me just double check to make sure that the weather is. I'm getting hit too. So let's see. Let's look at that. Tropical Storm Debbie. That's what it is. Somebody, thank you for the link. Tropical Storm Debbie is what's hitting us right now. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Currently, I'm getting zapped to see. All right, let me do a screen cap right quick. Let me do a screen cap. And let me get this right here. What do you hear? What do you say? Yeah, exactly. The tropical storm, man. Dudes. Yeah, dude, I bet. Yeah, exactly that, Stolen Valor. Exactly that. Let's see. I'm trying to do this without all the ads coming up because I don't like the ads. Do the ads. Fuck it. Let's see. Let me expand the page so that way you guys can see what I am looking at currently. So that way you guys know what's up. There we go. I mean, that's all the lightnings and stuff happening. As you can see, it's not special effects. So there you go. So that's what's going on currently. So y'all be careful out there. Don't get caught up in that stuff. Now that's currently as of 1700 Eastern Standard Time, and so those are the models. Have you guys noticed the models here? It looks it's got a large bulge in the top of the system here, and it's slowly going up the East Coast. Anyways, so so if you see, like I said, you see lightning all in front of me. They're not special effects. They're not the reason why my levels are low is because I'm not speaking into the mic, and I'm not all up in it, and I kind of sat back a little bit when I was doing my voice there, Heath. At any rate, so I should reenact Trump with a shirt. I am not a good Trump imitator. I don't know how to do the trumping. I don't Trump. I do former presidents like W and Clinton and all that, but I don't know. Although I do have a big nose, I should be able to project a Trump-like inflection. Right now we have bad weather. See, that's how he kind of sounds like. So, but I don't have a Sharpie. I'm not going to mark up y'all stuff. So there you go. That's what the weather's going on like. It looks pretty bad, man. Look at that shit. So y'all be careful out there. He would nuke Debbie. Yeah, exactly that. Trump would be like, it's time to launch. See, I can't imitate him. If it was like W or Clinton, maybe we should nuke the hell out of him off the East Coast. See, that's more of my speed. Yeah. I saw that, sports, but no, we're not doing a Trump impersonation. No, I'm just breaking balls, dude. Just breaking balls. So anyways, so the news. Oh my gosh. So currently right now, the Trump impression is going to get huge. Now, the Trump impression will get huge. Now, I can't. There's some comedians out there that can fucking rock it, and I can't. I can't get huge like that. I just don't have the. I don't know. I've not been touched. I've not been touched by the MAGA. Which has been lately who I've been pissing off lately about cults and shit. Same thing with, whoa. You still streaming? Did y'all see that? Shit. I heard that thing in my headphones. I heard a. Is it wise to stream during a storm? Whoa. Look at that. Oh, man. So, you guys will see it live. For all you haters out there that want to see me gone, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy seeing me get zapped on air should a lightning bolt. You like that? You like my Tool-inspired Mesoamerican Darth Vader shirt? Yep, exactly that. It was Tool and Aztec inspired. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so some breaking news. Currently, we got right now. There's a rocket attack that's currently happening in Iraq, and several U.S. personnel. And this is some of the stuff. Where did I get this from? Yeah, that was Thunder. This is from ABC News, and this is only the real quick ABC Snooze that I got real quick. However, this is from the. This is from several U.S. personnel were injured following a suspected rocket attack. Al-Assad, yes it is. Indications that there are several U.S. personnel that were injured. So we're going to keep our ear to the ground on that. Base personnel conducting post-attack damage assessments. We will provide updates as soon as the information can become available. And it is, yes. It is Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq. So right now, that's what's happening. So there are injuries. Again, any information that we get in the inbox, you know the deal. We're not going to post any casualties or something like that until notification of kin has happened, which currently that's happening now. And so that's currently the breaking news we have going on right now. Just double check to make sure there's no updates on that one. Yep, no updates. So there we go. That's for that one. And then let's see. What about the Olympics? What about the Olympics? You know what? Let's look at the medal. You know what? Shit, let's look at the medal count. Medal count for the 2024 Olympics. Let's see where do we stand currently right now. So the U.S. and China are leading the medal count by the start of the second week. I want to see the graphic. I like seeing the pictures. The pictures are the ones that are. Yeah, dude. I was about Anthony, man. You're looking at my notes, brother. I'm telling you, man. I thought we don't have any troops there. Yeah, exactly. I thought we didn't have troops there, huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, we do. We have troops there. Let's look at the medal count. Somebody said something about the medal count. Are you going to talk about the pole vaulter? No, I'm not going to talk about the pole vaulter. Oh, Lord. Currently, okay. So let's look. I'm just going to go on the Googleizer right quick and then hit the Olympics medal count. And then there we go. I'll get you guys the stuff right here. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, you guys are helping me out tonight. Thank you. All right, let's hit the Olympic. Let's hit the Olympic medal count for the Olympic Paris Games. There we go. So, oh shit, China just, oof. Yeah, look at that. China just beat us. China's beat us. Oh, hell no. Hell no. We need to drop some Xi Jinping memes. Hang on, let's get that a little closer. So China's has us 21. Look at that. For a total of 53. Yeah, see the gold. Wait a minute. This is kind of skewed. How is it? Are we going by gold or what? I mean, what's the math here? These are the totals, so why aren't we on the top? What's up with that, Google? Y'all reading this right? You're all seeing this just like me, right? We should be on the top. Why is China? Hey, Google. You know, that's a good question. Look at that. You know, the Googleizer's been acting kind of funny, like not allowing searching for the attempted assassination of former President Trump. Look at that. You guys seeing, y'all seeing this, right? I'm pulling this from the Google page on the medal count. So I just want you guys to say this is not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying because, you know, I think it goes by number of golds. Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right. Here, I was about ready to put some tinfoil on. There you go. I was about ready to put it on. God, I got to stop doing that. Alex Jones or some shit. You notice China's losing, right? And they don't have enough. Look. Why is? Oh. Okay, so they have 21 gold. So what? It's always listed by gold? No, oh man, I've never seen that. I've always seen in other graphics and other indications that the medals are the medals. And golds happen after. Damn. Well, that sucks. count me fucked up, I guess. That's so fucking crazy. So there it is. So right now, currently, there. Hey, let me pull up the top 10 right quick. Let me just pull up the top 10. That way, y'all can see what I am looking at. There we go. So, okay, since we're going to go by the goals. Damn, I was about ready to catch you, Google. Since you like to delete our stuff and like to... Anyways, so 21 golds. China's beating us but one. But one. So 21, 20, 13, 12. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, Sports Bar. I'm agreeing that I think once track and field, we always dominate on track and field, though. So it is 21, 20, 13, 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 7, and then in the last, the tie for 10, or 7, I'm sorry, for Germany in the 10th place. Germany's got 10th place. So, you know what? Russia is not even playing. So, I don't even think that's even an issue. Let's see, scroll down here. Kosovo's got one. Slovakia's got one. I'm going to say this, and here's my thing too. Everyone's shitting on all these athletes and all that compete. I don't, look, as you can see, I am not of Olympic prowess of being at all anything, maybe the shot put or something like that. But these are some studs and studettes that go out there and do this stuff. I posted that, there was some Army personnel that are capturing gold, and or at least getting, they're getting all and of course they're getting the medals. I think gold, silver, and bronze. I think all Army, some of the Army competitive athletes. I've always said that this is what I expected to happen after the GWAT ended. Like after the GWAT ended, I expected us to do some inverse retrospect and just look into ourselves and say, hey, yeah, exactly that. That one Turkish dude that showed up with jeans and t-shirt, exactly. And just put his hand in his pocket, and he got no extra kit. Everyone else is coming with this fandangled laser optic looking stuff and all that. The Turkish dude just walks up, hands in his pocket, pew, and then sits down. He probably smoked a cigarette outside, outdoors or something like that. Are Olympic medals worth promotion points? Now, so let me go back to that. Now, I always thought like there's also another soldier, a West Point soldier that won a beauty pageant. See, I always thought that's the way we should have been after the GWAT. We should just kind of look into ourselves. Ooh, man, that's a storm. Looking into ourselves and saying, you know what? It's time to take a knee. It's time to chill. It's time to show off our wares. It's time to rebuild our military infrastructure, combat mold. Let's look at some of the services that we have, like at CDCs for kids. Stuff like that. I kind of like, okay, that's kind of like our own retrograde. It's kind of like our own refit before the dark times, before all the CTC rotations and overseas deployments to Europe and Korea that really don't make any sense. We're just there. Even though years ago, when everybody was saying that we should have not left Germany, then we left Germany. We just left a fraction of what we used to have when we had two divisions, headquarter, armored corps, and Fifth Corps. I'm sorry, Fifth Corps is back, I should say, and then U.S. Army Europe, and then some of the forces that were already there, like CTAF that was there, the 173rd Airborne Combat Brigade. So I always thought that we were going to come back. I always thought we were going to get back. Yeah, look, it's time to clean it's time to, I don't know, get our shit together. Time to see what we got. How did it work or how did it not work? What did we do? What could we not do to help, to take care of the troops, to make sure that they had what they need when they were deployed? Let's get their pay fixed. Let's get their education fixed. None of that happened. We still got moldy barracks. We still have pay problems. We still have CDCs that Steve Baden from military.com reported. We still have, I don't know, man. We still have, exactly that, Heather. The housing you would thought, I thought housing was going to be the big one. I thought housing was going to be the bam. Make sure you download the Hots and Cots app, by the way. But I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. Then we saw the culture that was developing from doing all these rotations. Then we saw the culture of being forward. What the difference between forward meant. I don't know. Just I don't know. It just doesn't seem like I would have thought that, the support of soldiers going to these types of events. Or shitty food. Pff, Mike, or any food. How about that? The Army's rolling out these kiosks with bad defects. Defects running out of chow. You would have thought. But so I'm just saying, it's good to see our troops win and kicking ass in the international stage, even though nobody fucking, I doubt they got, I think once they got support and they made the team, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Then like I couldn't imagine some leaders probably said, yeah, fine. If you want to go complete to the you want to go compete, fine. GWAT life. See, that's the thing, JT. GWAT life, though, well, during the GWAT was GWAT. You go, you rotate, you come back, you rotate, you come back. It almost seemed like GWAT was our forward JRTC or NTC. Just okay. You just had to do some live fires and had to do some pre-deployment stuff. Get your med pros and your DD93 and SGLI updated, and bam, you went out the door. Some organizations went out for 9 months. Some organizations went out for a year. Active duty soldiers are saying they're paying 30% over their income after BAH. Yes, they are. There's some soldiers that are getting, and another thing too, with the price of inflation that apparently someone says is not going up or is not happening. Rent's too damn high. Not to sound like a meme. But yeah, rent is too damn high. So supposedly, we had, we brought Garrison to the Middle East. You ain't lying, dude. Exactly that. Anthony's on point. Anthony is on point. I liked all the new cool freaking RFI. We did get some good toys out of the RFI stuff. As soon as you said you were going to be assigned with a unit or you're going to be deploying with a unit, then you got the unit stuff. So I got, can I say this now that I'm out or something like that? Some of the RFI I got were from like, if you were going to be assigned to an engineer unit, and they had a bunch of engineer stuff like claws to go pull on mines and all that. Yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff that I look at my tough box. And I'm like, why did I need a grappling hook? Why did I need this spike? Why did I need this weird looking thing to jam into a door? And then why do I have this combat hammer? There's a hammer that also doubles as a picket hammer. So yeah. So I'm just kind of, dude. I'm like, oh my god, lots of Gerbers. You ain't lying. As a matter of fact, I keep Gerbers for radioing and stuff. So when I want to fix some kit, there you go. When I got some equipment, the studio also doubles as my drone shop. So if I'm working on drones or something like that, or tinkering around with some of the stuff, repairing some of my trooper helmets when I go out trooping, that type of stuff. I got Gerbers everywhere, man. Who brought that up? So. But yeah, it was just funny. So again, we got somebody said that there was the garrison. I remember one time watching an organization do a run in Afghanistan and just Iraq. So I did my tours there. But damn, all the Gerbers and the goggles. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it was all the Gerbers and the goggles until somebody from another organization had something better than you. Then immediately you had to go and make sure that you got that stuff too. There was always some guy who walked around, who had some cool kit. Someone said, where did you get that from? And then somebody would say, oh, well, my sergeant so-and-so's got this. My sergeant so-and-so's got that. And look at this. And you're thinking, damn, I want to get some of that. The next thing you know, everyone starts eating egg white omelets. Yeah, exactly that, David, man. Tough boxes Dude, we got so much again. So I would have thought that, coming back from the Guat. Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. Oakleys that were not authorized, even though I used to hate that. Sergeant majors used to get pissed off because you would get issued Oakleys and it's like, make sure you only wear what's issued to you. And there's Joes running around with Oakleys and stuff like that. I used to walk around with Oakley glasses like this and Ray-Ban. These are Ray-Bans. And I used to walk around with them like that. Hey, is that prescription? It's Army issued. It's Army issued. Yeah, you ain't lying about the Oakleys. What were the other ones? Wiley X's. That was the big one too. Yeah, you ain't lying, man. You had to be in cool with your supply sergeant. Well, supply sergeant at that time. Oh shit, y'all see that? Another dining. Oh man, I'm gonna get zapped on air. Man. Yeah, supply sergeants were king, man. If you were in with the S4 and the fucking, I would say during my time, I think we had pretty good supply peeps. I think it was pretty cool. So, yeah, exactly, man. Freaking, they were kings. Hey, man, what do I need to do to get you in a? What do I need to get on this RFI list? Well, what you got? Well, I'm just saying, what are you doing? Oh, I need to jump. Oh, you need to jump. Oh, how many jumps do you need? I need to get this many jumps so that way I can go and ask somebody. Oh, I'll help you out with that too. Get on that jump. We'll get you on that jump. There you go. You go to this school. You need to go to what school? I know people. We'll get you to that school. So, hell yeah. All right. So, anyways, Anthony brings up this question. This is going to be in the topic that I was going to talk about now. But Anthony Anderson, Stolen Valor. He operates also the Guardian of Valor page. Again, can't wait for him to. Once we get our calendars coming on, he's going to come on. It has been years. I mean, me and him talk almost like every other day or something like that. But it has been years since he's been on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And some of them stories, bro, that, were shared on back and forth. There was a back and forth relationship with each other. Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see that? Bam, let's check this out. And the next thing you know, it's all over Anthony Anderson's page and our page, and he does the due diligence and the work to check it out. So you guys remember when we were talking about Steve Slayton, that dude from Arizona who claimed to have been a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and special forces and, was in Vietnam and who knows, secret ops. Well, he lost his election. I'm not saying that we had anything to do with it, but I'm just saying I'm glad he lost the election. The dude was faking the funk. I even ranted. I did a rant on the X app. Ranted about him on his flight records. Like, dude, if you're so keen, if you're so up on the, what's up with your flight records? Now, the memes have been gold. I will say this. Literally freaking, I'm on the phone. Like, literally before we started the show, I was texting back and forth on some more stories with Anthony going, hey, dude. So if you guys don't remember, Steve Slayton came on and we went on a freaking rant to include our page had a strike on it as well. Only on our shows that talked about Steve Slayton. And everyone was like, dude, what's going on with how come some of your stuff's muted on there? Well, we don't know. I'm not saying that there were some nefarious characters out there that were trying to do a claim strike on only those pages that we talked about. But just to let you know that Steve Slayton didn't make it. Not only did he didn't make it. And I'm so glad that the deep state, everyone's true. It's like the deep state, yeah. Oh yeah, exactly that. You're gonna sound like freaking Alex Jones again. So I think that was the last time. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use Anthony's timeline, Anthony, if you don't mind. I'm gonna use his timeline for when he posted the. There we go. So Steve Slayton. He didn't get much. He didn't get much of a vote. The race was between Walter Blackman and Dave Marshall. They were doing pretty good, and they rocked it. Some good votes. There's a lot of votes right there. 13,000. But just goes to show that, man, it was close. It was a close one. Steve Slayton only had 6,900 votes. So, as Anthony Anderson says, sorry, Steve, stealing valor never pays. So again, remember that. Remember the more lightning. Us aviation guys took big offense to this enlisted guy getting so much stick time. Right. Is that, dude, he was flying so much. He was doing so much. He was flying his helicopters from Korea to Vietnam. It was funny hearing him on the shows, on the radio shows out in Arizona. And the KMA got there, and they had live streams that were playing when, during their podcast or during the interview. And some of the stories that he would say about, oh my God. So with that, we had some, all the memes were being thrown about, and all the memes and joking and all this other shit. There was one that, I think, where was the one that, a big gas tank. Yeah. The super gas tank. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking for right now. That's what I'm looking for right now, brother. I think I found it. Yeah, hang on. So let me pull that up. The movie poster is fucking hilarious. Let me grab the movie poster. There we go. Let me gin it up for you. I look so much different than my Stars and Stripes photo. Well, what are you talking about? My Stars and Stripes photo. You're talking about the one where I was in front of a tank, showing soldiers how to, give them my experience back in the day. Yeah, I mean, of course I look different. I mean, I'm older. Actually, no. Due to the fact that I'm half Latino, I fucking age in reverse. So yeah, you're right. I actually look younger. So stealing private valor. This is classic. You know what I think needs to happen, Anthony, now that we're mentioning it? For every guy, yeah, I know they did. They wrote an article about me. I know they did. Every guy that steals valor, I think Steve being the newest addition. I think Anthony, you need to post a new poster with every person that you've busted stealing valor. Kind of like that video where that shows everyone in heaven and Harambe's in the middle with his hand sticking out, to greet somebody who's recently died that deserves to go to heaven. And there's all these people sitting next to Harambe. I think it should be the same thing. Like the picture should grow and grow and grow. I mean, leave the Cobra helicopter up there, but obviously as the amount of stolen valor people you've been busting out, obviously make the picture a little bit. So with the current stolen valor story, just like how you have Steve Slayton, then that's how you have the other ones. Because bro, I mean, we got one that's gonna be posting on. We're gonna be talking about on Thursday, and it was a guy who claimed to have been a retired AFSOC, Air Force Special Operations Command guy, combat PJ, all these secret missions. And in one instance, he was wearing a freaking t-shirt or a fleece jacket. And then with 1 star, now he's rocking a fleece jacket with 2 stars on it. Claimed that he's a retired 2-star, but also ran, and that's going to be part of the story on Thursday. But also ran a dog, a therapy dog place. So. That flight from yeah, exactly that, David. The Mount Rushmore of stolen valor. Man, this is, dude. And I was just looking at that too. I just realized that too there, Anthony. Oh my God, yeah. I just noticed that with every. There you go. So you have Staff Sergeant Sarah Cavanaugh, Sergeant Major Wright, Sergeant Major Davis, Master Gunny Sergeant Porkins. So everyone, like I said, you just keep adding more and more, and then having the lineup. Just continue to have the cast grow. So the next one will be this 2-star. The next one will be some other stolen valor individuals that produced by the critically acclaimed studios, Stolen Valor Studios, and not U.S. production. Oh man, stealing private valor: the untrue story of Steve Slayton and fake heroes. starring Steve Slayton as himself, a fake Vietnam veteran Cobra pilot. Sergeant Major Davis is a sergeant major, senior grade manager, because why not? Sarah Kavanaugh, a fake Marine, because eating crayons doesn't mean you're a real Marine. And the synopsis of this story is that this epic war film, this epic movie of biblical proportions, of course, Steve Slayton, a fake Vietnam veteran, takes on the role of a Cobra pilot in Vietnam, alongside of his comrades in arms to save the world from communism. Oh shit, yeah, that fat ranger, the fake ranger. But here's the twist. Steve's never been to Vietnam. No, he's ever flown a helicopter. Watch as he navigates the skies with the grace of a drunken pigeon, all while spouting out fake war stories that would make the most gullible person roll their eyes. Then, of course, enter Sergeant Major Davis, a man with more stripes on his uniform than a zebra. Shit, with me, dude. He's got more stripes than me. Damn, he's the man. Is the epitome of military incompetence. He barks orders with the ferocity of a chihuahua, yet somehow manages to get his troops into more danger than a blind man in a landfill. Sarah Kavanaugh, the fake Marine, and is just there to prove she could be as clueless as the men. I'm reading the script from Anthony's post. She spends most of her time trying to figure out how to tie her shoelaces, let alone handle a weapon. Oh, man. Dude, this thing reads on and on. It's fucking hilarious. The movie follows the heroes as they embark on a top secret mission to steal valor from real veterans. Their goal to become the most decorated fake veterans in history. Along the way, they encounter a series of hilarious mishaps. Steve Slayton tried to land his helicopter on a trampoline, thinking it's a helipad. Disclaimer, no actual veterans were harmed in the making of this movie. So if you guys remember the fake Sergeant Major Davis, posted on the WTF Nation, and of course, posted on the on Guardian of Valor. Oh man, it's classic. Those were the good old days, man, of the memings, of memedom. See, there's another one in here. There's another meme. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for, Anthony. The Golden Corral. There you go. There we go, right there. Bam. There he is, Sergeant Yeti Man. That's the guy in the bottom, the fat guy in the bottom. That was the fake ranger. Look at this dude. First Sergeant Smith, who's got like every single badge on there. Sergeant Major Davis, Sergeant Major Ron. Ooh, CSM Ron. I remember that story now. God, that one hit me back. That one hit back in the day too. They all want to be like Green Berets, and they want to be Green Berets. Some of these individuals have never served. That's another thing too. I think Anthony posted some stats, which, well, like I said, he'll be more likely to he'll be able to throw up some more. But I think some of the stats were like some of them have, there was a higher percentage of some that did not serve in the organizations they serve, even though they served, but they didn't serve much. And then of course there are some that are just civilians that decided to take advantage of the and that's the thing too about the GWAT. Did a lot of hero worshiping on the GWAT. Oh, you serve in the military. Oh, okay. He served in the military. Oh, that's front row seats at Golden Corral. I like Golden Corral. I don't know why everyone breaks balls about that. Come on, if you were a veteran and you got the opportunity to do something, someone says, "Hey, you veteran, let me see your veteran card." You'll whip that thing fucking out. The card. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, dude, looking forward to it. I know this. We went a little bit over time on that, but I just decided to bring up that poster because I was just talking. Like I said, I literally was just talking to Anthony right before the show about another case, and so, but yeah. So, anyways, let's see. There's some other stuff here that I was going to talk about. Yeah, no, I'm not. That's going to go into the. I was attack 1, and all I did was go out on missions. Yeah, exactly. All I did was go out on missions. This story here, I think we'll just bring that up when Eric shows up. Once Eric shows up, then I think we'll we'll get him to. We'll some of the topics that I was going to talk about. I'll save that for Eric's appearance. So again, just to recap, U.S. personnel injured in a rocket attack on Iraqi base. Do not send us anything at WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio. We will not post until notification to kin of anyone who's died or injured. Several U.S. personnel were injured in following a suspected rocket attack. Obviously, it's a suspected rocket attack. If rockets are coming in, then it's rockets. It's not suspected, right? Against U.S. and coalition forces at Al Assad Air Base in western Iraq, a DoD spokesperson said to ABC News. The quote, initial indications are that several U.S. personnel were injured, the spokesperson said, and base personnel conducting posts. Oh, man. I'm just blaming podcasting in the storm, guys. This damn. You saw the flash, right? It's not the extra lighting. I'm not doing this because I have Star Wars stuff behind me and all that. So, ooh, you hear that? Oh, doomed. We will provide updates as more information becomes available, unquote. The U.S. official confirmed to ABC News that 2 rockets were launched at the base. So we're, again, this is a developing story. So once we get more on the stick here, we'll see exactly what's happening. Because, Iran did say after Israel started clapping like 3 of their senior leaders, see ya. Iran's like, we're going to come after you or we're going to attack Israel, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know if this is part of it. I don't know if we're supposed to respond to it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Because I really think we should just, Is that dangerous rhetoric to say that I think we should just wipe Iran off the map? Am I going to get bounced for this? I probably get bounced on Facebook, but not Twitter. So I'm just thinking. How many? What was that? Oh, whoa, dude! Hurry up and give. I heard that in my headphones. Luckily, I have stuff on surge protectors and stumps are grounded, so all of a sudden you see a zap. I don't know, something I might be protected. Haters, please stand by. Hang on, I'm just gonna. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, man, David, you're right. We have 3 carriers parked and ready for action. I don't know why everyone disses us on that shit. I think if we unleash on the enemy, which they are, then I think we should. Act. We should engage. Because there's a lot, man. There's a lot of. I don't know. I just feel like we should be. Not only should we be showing off gold medals and kicking ass in the Olympics, but we should also, exactly that, Anthony. We should be shocking and awing their asses. I don't want to bring up no rummy or W rhetoric, but we should nuke them. They're terrorists and they need to be stopped. Watch me do the swing. So again, I think we need to be doing something. Let's see, hang on, I just want to double check. There's another story here that I was going to look at. Okay, I think that's it. There was only a few stories before I was going to have Eric show up. So, on air. I have a question. A pair of boots. I left a pair of boots hanging up on the main gate at Fort Moore a couple weeks ago. Can anyone tell me if they're still up there? Oh, snap. I'm glad that tradition's coming back. Us old timers will remember once you ETS or retired, depending on your maturity level, I guess, or depending on your creativity, you would throw up your boots over the line, you tie them together by a string, use them like a bolo, and whoosh, throw them up there, throw them up on there. Sometimes you could paint them. I know individuals that would paint it up and, like jump boots or something like that. So, say exactly that, Casper. Exactly that. Leave without the government building experiment. Fuck them. I want to sound like Cohagen from freaking Total Recall. Fuck them. Once we go in there and fuck them up and we do what we got to do, fuck them. I'm sorry. The days of diplomacy, I think, have not worked for the last 20 fucking years. So I think we should rock it. I think we should rock them, go in there. I mean, I'm a firm believer that we should have fucking pulled out of Afghanistan as soon as we got Osama. And that should have been it. We should have been done. So, anywho, it's oh shit, you see that, man? This is gonna be a crazy freaking pod tonight. I hope I don't get zapped. So, I got Eric right there on the platform. He's in the batter's box, ready to go, and so ready to hit it. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we'll be right back with There Will Be Bourbon. I mean, the Monday. Wait, is this There Will Be Bourbon or the Monday edition? Anyway, so we'll be right back. Shots.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
All you junkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you clingers in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend and get loud. Pulling doors off inches, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch it off with the needle nose pliers.
With the evil you never seen before. Gliding in the glazes like gold creeping up on your way. Like a racing with the bass so not goofy like they're in a haste so I'm a making your night with practice me running that you know. chest. Don't believe when they say I'm no better than you, except when I rap, so I guess it ain't true like that, Joel, and you just don't stop. Guaranteed to make your body rock.
Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Turn this party out.
Say, Doc, what's the condition? I'm a man that's on a mission. Son, you better listen. Stuck in your what is an electrician? Like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind like Einstein or rap, the truth could what? Now, hey, but now what's the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci. Some of my potato. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician of the bank cashier, engineer. I wear cotton.
I'm going to cruise past ya. Your money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Blazing, yeah, I'm amazing. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, y'all, so just stay patient. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Turn this party out.
Now I go by the name of the King and Rock. I don't wear a cup nor a jock. I bring the that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say at rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. MTA got.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. 5, 4, what was it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There will be bourbon. There we go. Eric Bandazewski, the
Bandazewski, but
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, look, 43 years of this, correcting people like you my whole life.
What do you mean? What do you mean, like you? It's okay, people. Yeah, what do you mean, you people? Yeah, exactly that. What are you talking about? Host of There Will Be Bourbon. Like I said, this is a reciprocal trip. I was on his show. We shot the shit for a little bit. You could see that information pinned on both the YouTubes of U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Eric, welcome, man.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Here's my thing. I would like to say, first off,
look at that one.
What?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Now I'm just looking at new. See, I don't do all this. This is like, you guys have a budget. I spend everything on this right here.
It's all. I'll show you the tips and tricks later. It's fairly cheap, on the cheap. At any rate, so dude, welcome, man. Appreciate you coming back. I know our calendars were kind of like I said, just like I was talking about Anthony Anderson from Stolen Valor. Our calendars weren't jiving up, and
is that his name? I didn't know it was the guy's name.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I flipped in earlier while I was on a commercial break, and I heard you talking about that. What was that guy's name out in Arizona?
Steve Slayton. Yeah.
He lost, huh?
Yeah. So
What a bummer. Did he ever, or is he still like, he's like what, quadrupling down at this point, right?
Oh my God, yeah. He's
still not decided to be honest?
No, he's by 15 down, whatever you want to call it. What is it when you quadruple down or 15 down or something like that? Yeah.
I guess he's just hoping, hey, look, if I don't give in, they'll eventually give up.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, what a shitbag. But
yeah, so I was a helicopter pilot too. No. Not at all. I rode on a few, but never.
Exactly. Well, shit, dude, tell us about yourself.
Oh, where do you want to start? That's a pretty open-ended question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's talk about your military service. Because you and I had
the elevator speech.
Yeah, because you and I had a First Armored Division overlap too. So that's kind of like.
I think we did. Yeah. No. So you know how as all good Army stories start. So no shit, there I was, right? 9/11, chasing the dream of thinking I was going to be a professional baseball player in college. Clearly, as you can see, I am not. Did not go that path. But 9/11 happened, and it woke me up to the reality of what I just said, that I did not have the talent to, achieve that goal, but also was like, what am I doing? Like, I would love to be a baseball player, right? But I had never wanted anything to do with the military, the Army. My family history with it, dad, Navy, grandfathers, both of them, World War II. Well, one was World War II in the Coast Guard. The other was the Korean War in the Army. He was an engineer, combat engineer. But I just never thought it was for me. And then, like, overnight, I mean, as you probably remember, 9/11 was just a big eye-opener for a lot of people, especially myself.
For real.
And I remember it was, I was in a semester where I wasn't going to do fall ball, and I just kind of really didn't know what I was going to do, because I wasn't doing well in the actual scholastic side of things, right? And this is what I tell my daughter, who's about to start college. It's like, look, it's great, but you got to remember there is a scholastic element to college.
Yeah, you do have to do stuff.
Yeah, you got to go to class. And I was just, I want to be a baseball player. Why do I need to? I don't need to do any of that. So, yeah, so that was starting to catch up with me, and I just remember driving around for about a week, and just the mood in the country. It was just something I could feel was something you wanted to be a part of, right? Like, it was very. We went from, that tragedy to just like, hey, let's go type of thing, right?
Right. Yeah, we did. We did.
I already had a few buddies that were in the reserves, and I'll be honest. Like, look, I don't want this to sound like I was, you know what? Let's load up on the helicopters now, and we'll land in Bin Laden's backyard right now. No, I was still kind of in my mind like, hey, there's going to be this baseball thing. So let's not go full time, right? Because you never know. Maybe this is right? So I was like, all right, you guys are in the reserves. I was talking to my buddies who were hanging out at a pool hall, I was playing pool, and they're like, yeah, I joined, I did this. I got a bonus. You got a bonus? They give you money? Like, I had no clue what it was like. I never went to a recruiter, never talked to a recruiter in high school, never. I was the guy who was actually hanging up on them. Like, I did hang up on recruiters, or I'd put the phone down and be like, yeah, I'll go get them. Like, I was not a good high school aged person for recruiters to call. Let's just put it down.
Yeah.
So my buddy, he talked me into the reserves, and he mentioned he got like this bonus, like I said. So I went down, took my ASVAB, crushed that, no issues. Recruiter's like, what do you want to do? I was like, man, I'd love to do intel. He's like, great. Well, you got to lose 18 pounds first. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Come on. You gotta, why? Like, I'll go to basic training. I'll lose the weight there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I spent the next, 4 months, I think it was. I ended up enlisted in end of January of 2002. Did not go intel because I was going to the reserves, and I had one unit in all of Orlando at the time that I could go to. It was not intel. And I was like, well, what is it? I'm like, well, it's got computers and stuff. I'm like, what is it, man? And it's like, it's a postal operations unit. The whole Fox 5 identifier. I was like, whatever, man, let's just go. I just want to go. I want to get basic training over, come back in the sun, go back up to school in time for the fall semester. Right. So I was just whatever. And I got a bonus, right? So I was loving that. And they did the whole thing wrong, and I had to go back to MEPS a second time after AIT and everything to get it right. But anyway, so my first annual training, and this was the best thing. This is what people need to understand about postal units in the reserves, right? And I'm pretty sure it's the same, but I mean, let's go back to 2002. Annual trainings for postal units are all overseas because the United States Postal Service takes care of all the mail and all that shit that's on installations through CONUS, right? So my first annual training was in Korea, Camp Casey, December.
Nice.
No.
What do you
This
mean?
was back when the CQ desk used to
okay. Oh, yeah. You heard there's like hard. Yeah. You heard there's like no curfew now.
Day at Camp Casey was like 3 degrees. There was snow on the ground. They're doing like chemical reaction drills at 4 in the morning and Mop 4. And unfortunately, I didn't have to do any of that stuff.
Right.
We were out there in our barracks just looking out like, what is going on? So anyway, coming back in the airport, I don't know if it was before we left or it had to happen before we left. Obviously. This is 2002. It's not like we had text messaging and phones with the shit. So I remember the platoon sergeant at the time, once we, got into the airport in Korea, we connected in like Narita, Japan, I think was the name of it. And he pulled us all together before we got on. He's like, hey, I just want you guys to know we're alerted. And I'm just like, what does that mean? I'm an E2. I don't know what alerted means.
I thought I was alerted. I was here.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? I'm here. So I was like, okay, whatever. Get back, a week later, we are mobilized. I remember a platoon sergeant calls, talks to my dad because I wasn't there. And he's like, Dad's like, you need to get all your stuff. You need to pack everything. Your unit called. You need to show up at this time tomorrow. It's like, for what? Like, I don't know. You're mobilized. You're going to wherever. I'm like, okay, whatever. So get to Fort Stewart. That's where we did all of our pre-mob training. Shortly thereafter, we were in Kuwait. Shortly thereafter that, we were sitting there pillaging the duty-free shop at the Baghdad International Airport.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Taking whatever third ID had left for us out of the kindness of their hearts and the rest of the special ops dudes who got there before us. But yeah, then I spent just under 16 months in Iraq, got extended 4 times in 03 to 04, came home in May of 2004. Yeah, that was a wild time because, I was 22, I think? Yeah, turned 23 when I was over there. Just very, very, very different compared to what soldiers do on deployments now.
Yeah, dude.
And it is wild to me after 22 years to see like the shit. Like, I mean, we were sitting there 4 hours in a Burger King line on BIAP on the 4th of July.
I know.
Or even, 2 hours for an internet. Just that little 5-minute internet time or a 10-minute phone call with fucking mortars going off in the background.
Get
out of my spot in line. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Or they decided to put the Bob Hope DFAC right next to the fucking perimeter where Rocket Man used to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so that was the best part about it, right? So because I've told this story, but I think it's great. So I was at BIAP, right? That's I split time there between BIAP and we'd run convoys out to Camp Dogwood and. We had the rest of our unit in Balad, so we do the same convoy out to Balad. But I remember I was on, at an ECP in May of 03 with my buddy, Sergeant Ocasio. He was kind of my mentor. And the AFES dude pulled up, right? He pulled up in, the little Mitsubishi Pathfinder-looking thing. And he's shooting the shit with us, and we're like, yeah, whatever. He's like, all right, well, don't worry, in no time, you'll have a Burger King. Everything will be fine. And we're just like, all right, dude. Yeah, Burger King. Fucking funny, man. Here we are. It's May. We're finally, just trying to figure out what the hell we're going to do next. Bro, he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
We had Burger King before we had the Bob Hope dining facility.
Exactly.
That blew that right there was when things for 22-year-old Eric started to turn on. Oh shit, we're getting all this tax-free money. We're getting combat pay and all. How do they take it back from us?
Yeah.
Give them Burger King.
Exactly.
So, it was either MREs.
Yep.
go if you could, maybe 2-3 miles around Biap to the MKTs, which nobody wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or hey, there's Burger King, which was fairly close for me. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was living in this little warehouse area on the like in the middle of kind of Biap. So there was the PX there was the Burger King little trailer was right there. So yeah, it was very convenient for me. Like I had a solid routine of just walking past it, going to the gym, and coming back and crushing 2 double Whoppers with cheese.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
But I mean, even when the convoy started getting really bad in terms of on the over the road getting hit, and there was like a meat shortage, dude, we still wait an hour and a half in line for fries.
Yep.
Like, because what else you gonna eat?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's only so much beef stew MREs you can eat. So.
Yeah. Or there's only so much chicken cordon bleu with the fucking Bob Hope defect you could take without chucking.
Yeah, and I will be very honest. Like, I mean, because you also know this, like. The mail was really kind of cool because it was still handwritten letters, and it would take, they'd show up like 2 or 3 weeks behind. It'd take them to get there. It's like the time the Stars and Stripes would show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 3 weeks old. Like, oh shit, what happened 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. You'd get news from back home. Holy shit, they just had this happen, and then
So my dad, like he's kind of the reason I'm as into fitness as I am, and he was, once we figured out that hey, you're there for a while, he was sending me like protein powder and protein bars with newspaper clippings and all this shit because, I mean, that's really what it is. But so yeah, I would just eat protein bars rather than go to the DFAC. Man, I was an idiot.
Yeah, same one. Oh yeah, Shin ramen and everything was my care package.
I just remember all of that coming, like, and you would just have a bottle of water just sitting outside, and you just let it sit for the day. It'd be nice and hot when you come back, and just pour it into the ramen.
Yep, exactly, dude, exactly.
The innovation of soldiers, I've always loved, like this, and it's stuff like in the moment you don't even think twice about. You just kind of do it, or you come up with it. You come up with a solution or whatever. And like I said, in that moment, like there's a lot of shitty shit that happened over those 16 months, but man. Some of that was honestly some of the best times of my life. Yeah. Those 16 months of being there.
My dad,
and then obviously came back, and I went on to I did a lot of other stuff. I became a drill sergeant. Did that from 2008 to 2011. I went to Afghanistan in 2013 for 9 more months. I managed the postal operations contract at the TSC level, so kind of got to do some big picture stuff and planning and fly all over the country in a helicopter, which I absolutely hate. I will never go on a helicopter voluntarily anywhere. I refuse to do it. Don't like them. Went to every FOB you can imagine, every RC, everything, just always in a helicopter. I just absolutely hated it. I think the one time I got to actually be in a Black Hawk and felt secure, because you don't get to do that unless you're important over there. At least, and, you're either a general or you're riding on those little contracted out Sikorsky helicopters with the National Guard, who's just like, we haven't had maintenance in a while. I'm like, oh, that's great.
That's good. It's got 5 circle red X's, but it's okay. It's commander approved.
Yeah, I think it was just 1 or 2 times I got to be on an actual Black Hawk, and I just remember you got those. I don't know what those are, 30mm cannons on the side, but I actually felt secure in one of those flying over these mountains in Bagram.
Right.
So that was cool. But other than that, every time, just I don't like helicopters. I don't like how low we flew. I don't like anything about it. All right. So that was my experience in Afghanistan. That was interesting as well. I was at NKC. Lost a really good dude who was my replacement about 2 months after I left country, and that's the one that still kind of bothers me. Sergeant First Class Leggett. I tweet about him every Memorial Day. He was killed just doing a very routine. Just a routine convoy over to Kaya, which was the Kabul International Airport, pulling security outside the gate, waiting to get clearance. When he lost his life, and like I said, I've said it a million times, but that's a route I did it with him, did it countless times, but never an issue. And so for that to happen like 2 months later was just a really like another kind of hits home that this shit's not all fun and games at times.
For real, yeah.
Despite all the good moments we had and the good times we had. Same like with going back to Iraq, Specialist Vega. She was the first person I ever knew I remember sitting in the Orlando airport on November 3rd, I think it was, of 2003, getting ready to fly back after R&R. And she was on that Chinook that got hit by an RPG and was shot down on November 2nd. And that's when it kind of was just like, all right, I guess this, again, it's like that reality check. Like, hey, because we were having a lot of fun, doing a lot of dumb shit, but it was fun. And then like the reality of like that stuff hit. And it brought a lot of those feelings back when that happened, and I found out when I was already home. And then I went back again to the Middle East in 2015. I was all over Kuwait, UAE, Jordan, Qatar, so Camp Asaliya, I think it was, JTC in Jordan, Camp Red Leg in UAE, and then everybody's favorite place, Camp Arifjan.
Yeah, baby.
The second time, like it was weird to see the difference between 03 and 04.
Yeah, I bet.
Whatever Arifjan is now, they still got that fucking giant red A there though.
Yeah, because now it's a fucking PCS for some now. Now people are. Like,
it is a very interesting. And so in 15 when I went, like the first 4 months we couldn't even leave the installation because there was a big mosque attack in 15. I think like it was pretty bad. So I mean. Yeah, everybody was there either before us or after us. It was like, oh, we got to go do all this, go to these malls, go jet ski.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm hearing that.
Didn't get to do any of that shit.
Just go to we got to go to a restaurant. I'm like, what? I didn't go to.
No, like the only time we actually got to do stuff was fortunately like me and my platoon leader at the time, because I was platoon sergeant. We were able to do a lot of battlefield circulation. So the only time we got to go do stuff was when we'd go visit our soldiers in those other areas.
Right.
Otherwise, you would think like, oh, we're in Arifjan. We're gonna be chilling, going out to the mall, and hotels. Not doing anything. So.
It's a contrast, man. It's just a huge contrast.
Yeah. And then after that, got into recruiting, did that for a bit, did station commander time and stayed a little longer and saw it all kind of go from like riding high, and then COVID hit and recruiting is what it is at this point. And
yeah.
So could talk a lot about that, but but that's kind of the long elevator. Like you got stuck with me on the 4th floor and the 5th floor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to get off the fucking plane. I'm just trying to get off the elevator, get my coffee, to go to my next meeting. Yeah. No, hang on. Let me tell you about this. No, that's cool.
So the non-abbreviated version.
Yeah, exactly. So what was your reason for starting up There Will Be Bourbon? What was what kicked that off? What was
That's cool. So yeah, when I did go to college, like when I wasn't trying to be a baseball player, I had always done broadcasting in high school, like the whole morning announcements, all that stuff. I was the anchor dude. I was one of the guys. Like
wow.
Yeah, I always did that. I was anchor for that. I did it all 4 years in high school. I was like, all right. So my major originally was broadcasting. So I went to do that in college. And then it was, obviously, you already know that college didn't really go very well for me the first time. I did go back. I don't want anyone to think
right.
I have a master's. I've got degrees. It's fine. They're over there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So after that, I would say once I got back from Iraq, like I said, it was an eye-opening experience for a lot of reasons. But it always kind of had a little like draw towards politics, to writing, to all those things. So I started doing like blog stuff. And then I started doing like, I don't know if you remember a site called Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
You ever heard
Yep.
Yeah. So I did that. I was like, all right, let's do this talk thing. Because I can talk, as you just heard, for like 20 minutes about everything. Like, so talking was always easy. I started doing sports stuff as well. I knew some guys in Orlando, where I was at, Orlando, Florida, from the local ESPN radio guys. Jerry O'Neill, who's retired now, but he was on the podcast at one point. But he helped me get into doing some stuff with sports in Orlando. Like he got me into the Orlando Magic with the locker room access and all that stuff, getting press passes and everything. So I always kind of did that stuff, but I wasn't really doing it like I'm going to make this a career. It was always just kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if it took me into something, then great. And then we fast forward to COVID. Well, shutdown. It was just like, you know what? I've always been doing Twitter. Been on Twitter since early 2009, I think, in one form or another, one account or another.
You've been booted like what, 3 times? This is like your 3rd account,
no,
right?
I've only been booted once.
Oh, once.
Honestly.
Okay, I could have sworn it was like this your 3rd time.
Year.
Yeah.
Weird. Like of all the things I've ever said, or probably could have been like interpreted as a really bad thing, I thought that was pretty, minor. But no, I'd left. I'd left for a while and I didn't realize like if you leave for more than 30 days, your account deletes. So that was back. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
So that was the only other time. But so I was like, my buddy Nick guy, as we all know, he was doing his podcast at the time, and I was like, man, I could bring that shit back. Yeah, and I started talking to him like, hey, what do you do? How do you do this real quick? Just let me basics. I was like, oh, this is the same shit I was doing for Blog Talk Radio. Not a problem. And then he started up the Goon Zooms, if you remember.
Yes.
Right. And so what really made it take off was when he had to kind of step away, and then I picked up hosting them for a while. And that's kind of rekindled everything. That's where I started to make the connections with the guests and having people talk to, and it's evolved a lot. Like,
well, that's how that's how we got connected when we were all shooting the shit in the Goon Zooms.
So those Goon Zooms were great.
Fuck, they were awesome. That was a fun time. So like the first person I ever talked to was Ron Moeller, the OGA Ron, if you know him on Twitter. And from that to what I do now is night and day. Like, it started out as just like, man, let me talk to people, I think, and let them tell their career and everything. And I kind of shut up, and I still don't say too much, I don't think, on these podcasts, but sometimes I guess I do. But no, now it's a way more interactive, kind of brings stuff that's more, I think, relevant to our side, our circle, and talk from there. Got a guy on Thursday I think everyone will like. Hopefully, he's got a really cool background, so hopefully he'll talk about it. But he's a pretty funny dude. Obviously, we talked to you a while back, which was cool. Like, I remember telling, like, one of my commanders that I had talked to you. He's like, "Oh shit, you talked to that dude? That dude's fucking awesome. I love that dude." So yeah, you're a big hit, man. Oh man, I'm humbled by your compliment, dude. You're a hit too, man. I love your format because I mean you're drinking an old fashioned. I have a sweet tea for tonight because I got the little ones, but the last time, I remember. But the last time we talked, I mean, we got pretty good. There was some good, there was some pretty good talk.
Yeah, that was almost 3 hours. So that was good. That was like, and that's what I've always wanted it to kind of be like. I want it to be like, hey, we're at the virtual bar,
right?
But whoever actually is, silly enough to sit down and listen to us, it needs to it should be to them like they're at the bar with us.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. You've also had my lookalike brother Rob Province on.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. And
he's the all-time record holder after he got into that spiff with Taylor Lorenz or whatever her name is.
Oh my God, yeah. She went out. Fear
that was fun.
That was an awesome one. Guys, if you guys don't know the world of Twitter, that's why I keep saying if you're just remanding yourself to freaking Facebook, you're missing out, because Twitter is where the shit posting is happening. Twitter's where you see the online beefs happening. It's a point-to-point engagement. You're not going through pages. If I look at you and I think you're fucked up and I say, hey, your comment's fucked up, now fuck you. And then everyone goes back and forth and one person blocks and then everyone's like, and I got my scalp. And then we freaking, we post the block, like Taylor Lorenz. But yeah,
that was wild. Cause I remember being in the airport, I was flying somewhere and I landed, I turned my phone on, and that was the last time I ever had notifications on ever. Never doing it again because of that.
Yeah.
Because Rob went from like 20 people watched and listened to it to like 3,000 in an hour. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rob's good for business. So you should probably have him all. There he is. Look at that guy.
Yeah, look at that. Somebody sent me a picture and said somebody sent me and I, WTF, we don't really reveal DMs, but there's a couple of times where I feel like this is not a policy breaker. Is that someone said, hey, dude, he's your brother and stop denying it and all that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, no way. So I had to do a test, and I sent the picture to my mom just alone. I didn't say nothing. I just sent her a pic. And then she's like, okay, who's this? Is this the guy you said you're going to give golf clubs to? I'm like, no, that's not him. And so she's like, okay. I go, my friends are saying that he looks like me. And then she responds back, I swear to God, he does look like you, but that's it. He only looks like you. I swear there's only one you.
He's not Mexican.
He's not. I was like, Mom, where you been? I'm not trying to drag Mom into this, but I got told again that me and him kind of like we have, certain smiles or stances or whatever. And obviously he's, I'm a lot fatter than he is, but But yeah, it's funny. If you guys don't know Rob Providence, he also has the account Fear the Floof, and it is freaking. Again, go to Twitter where the shit posting's at, and you'll definitely see all the love and drama that comes out. Specifically,
he talked about that because he doesn't really do the Fear the Floof one so much. He just kind of has it there on standby. But it's he turned them both into like 50,000 follower accounts instantly.
Well, see, that's.
He's like, I used to just make an account, and now I get paid for this.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like Twitter, we get paid for shit posting. That's another thing too.
For it, dude. It makes no sense if I just watch that go into this account and I leave it alone, let it do what it's doing. I'm not like I said, Rob and some of those guys, like they're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a legitimate chunk of extra money. Now I don't know anything about the taxes that are going to come down on that. But
I think there's like a specific limit that it goes up to, and then that's when it gives you here's your 1099. You're
cool, because I didn't get one of those last year, so that's good.
Yeah, you didn't make enough. That's the same thing with me. I always tell the goons, all I got is a rock in this month. I'll get like $50 here, $80 there.
Yeah. No, and that's what I said. Just put it away. Don't even look at it. It's like I said. It's for fun. We literally get it for talking shit.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
That's one thing I like about Twitter, and I was going to talk about this will segue into the next topic, is that we get into a conversation like you'll post something or I'll post something, and name your rando, whether it's a member of the military, which is known as Mil Twitter, or anybody else. Immediately comments on it, we'll screenshot and reshoot it. And then, of course, the way the algorithm works, if they interacted with your account, you end up seeing the shit poster, even if you don't follow them. And it's the inner like, hey, why don't you stop being a bitch and tag me next time? And people get mad. And I'm like, bro, this is fucking awesome. It's not, Baconator says in the chats, it's not toxic at all. Bullshit. It's fun. It is.
Someone said in the chat that they think that's toxic.
No, he's being sarcastic. That's not toxic. That's not toxic at all.
I don't know who listens to this show or what, but I would love for someone to be serious about that. So
Yeah. No, I think Twitter. And this is what I told to some of the soldiers on my Sergeant's Time podcast too. Well, how I like to say that once in a while is that the individuals that are so happy, hey, what's going on their Facebook pages, and you see them say, fuck my soldiers, they're pieces of shit, these fuckers, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're sitting there just talking shit about your troops. What the fuck?
I am adamant to this because, like I said, we were just talking about this. I have seen from, when I came in, like, 22 years ago?
Mm.
And I see the soldiers that I work with now. It is a very night and day difference.
It is.
The only thing that is constant is that soldiers need, require, and they actually, whether you believe it or not, want leadership.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all they want. And if you're going to be that fucking dirtbag who talks shit about your soldiers or does stuff like that, that's not a reflection of them, man. That's a reflection of you.
Exactly. That's why I tell them, get a Twitter account. Get a Twitter account. You could use it for lurking, or you could verify your account and get paid for saying that's fucked up. Yeah. Because
I will say there is a downside, because that's kind of my biggest, like, if there was any, I was just watching The Departed. It's like, if I have anything against the Twitter folks, which long left that world long ago, but the only thing I don't like about it, I would say, is that it turned into it's an echo chamber for whatever you want it to be, right? It's like, and then you kind of like, if you were some new soldier coming on and found that, and it's like, I worked my way into this little clique of people who, at the same time, it's like, bro, you're still an U4.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what made you think you should be that comfortable talking to a senior NCO, a commissioned officer, any of that. Like, that stuff always never sat well with me. It's like, you're not going to do this live. I know you're not.
Yeah.
And if you would like to do it live, please try that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me know how that works out for you in the real world, because at the end of the day, it ain't Twitter.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I never liked about it. Like, I get it, and I don't get me wrong. Like, some of my best friends to this day are people I met from, or I've met so many people from fucking Twitter and from that section and that part of it. But it's not an environment, you want to hang out in too long or too often. And because, again, I think people forget, the Army's still the Army. And,
right.
And respect and all those things matter. And
well, that was the biggest
don't
thing.
Take what you see on the internet as real.
Yeah, well, see, that's another thing, too, because doing WTF moments, it's funny because everyone's like, well, you're a hypocrite then. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you just sit there and say that soldiers are not they should be respectful. And you said this is like a digital motor pool. So if a leader walks up to you and say, hey, what's going on? You go, hey, what's going on, Sergeant, blah, blah, blah. But then you're posting what you post. And I'm like, is it hypocritical? Fuck, I don't know. But my biggest thing is that you're right. If you have, because those leaders will grab some of those individuals in their echo chambers and almost like, dude, you're fucking, you're going some way off shit, whether it be left or right, whatever the fuck it is, but
it's the same on both sides.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you're literally not supposed to be shit posting like that. I mean, I get it. I mean, if you're a fucking civilian or you want to be anonymous, hey, that's cool. But
that was the thing and that's why I bring it up, because I mean, hey, look, I was 21 years old when I went through basic training, so I was a little older. But one thing that I always took absolutely serious, Drill Sergeant Morales, who is my drill sergeant, and I love this dude to death. Like, he was everything I wanted to be. He was fucking 82nd airborne infantry guy, like jumping up. Like, I was like, that's the dude I want to be. But I remember he was an E6 drill sergeant, and this was like week 1 or 2. Like, you're starting to learn the Army values, you're starting to learn what they mean and all that shit. I remember him still to this day going to parade rest for our senior drill sergeant who was an E7. And I was like, why do you do that? And I remember asking him, he's like, it's called respect. Why aren't you at the position of parade rest right now? It's like, oh shit. Because I wasn't. I was just sitting down.
You're just chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like cleaning weapons or some shit. And he's like, it's called respect. Why aren't you at the position of parade rest right now? So I took that with me, and I will never forget that. And it is the one thing I will never let go of from now until and the only reason I feel like it's gotten away and it's gotten to where we are now goes back to the leadership thing I said, but it's that people stop demanding respect. They just take it for granted.
And as a matter of fact, I think the Army is the only institution where respect is in a regulation.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you brought that up, because this is something that I still have not managed to get a 100% confirmation on. This was something one of my squad leaders was digging into for me sometime last year. You remember called them the smart books in basic training, right?
Yep.
Now, I remember mine.
Yep.
And I very specifically remember the section on, hey, how to greet a non-commissioned officer within 6 steps while you're walking.
NCO, the greeting of the day.
Yeah. Who you will go to parade rest for, all this stuff.
Yep.
Now, what we could not find in recent editions, and I still don't have confirmation, that's not even in the smart books that they hand out anymore. Like, it's actually not in something we physically hand the soldiers to study in basic training.
Right.
The position of parade rest and when you're supposed to do it.
Yep.
I don't know if that is true. I am not here to say 100% that is no longer in there, but I do know for a fact that smart book has been drilled down several pages.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep.
And there is some stuff that is noticeably missing, specifically on customs and courtesies.
Right. And that was the biggest thing I remember back when I I joined in 89, but still I'm old, but still the smart book, it was basically the a CTT manual that was condensed, but with everything, but with, like you said, with the customs and courtesy portion, with the NCOs. You stand in position of attention and you say, company attention or group attention when an officer walks by. And then if it's an NCO, you say, hey, Sergeant, hey, good afternoon, Sergeant. How's your day? Hey, First Sergeant, how you doing? There was even kind of like a shift. Yeah, there was even kind of a shift, because even though a Master Sergeant by AR 600-20 is called Sergeant, even though
I will die on that hill forever. Ken. Yeah, you don't call him Master Sergeant. Everyone does it. No, it says Sergeant.
Exactly. And so that's where I got that shit from. So I'm like, hey, how you doing, Sergeant? You talking to me? I'm not a sergeant. I'm a master sergeant. I'm like, huh? Okay. I mean, at that point, that's when someone taught me that if someone calls you master sergeant, it's a respect thing, even though they know. But I was drilled like you. I was drilled like a private. Fucking sergeant. Hey, sergeant. Hey, sergeant. Hey, sergeant. Hey. Well, Roger that, sergeant. And like you said, that when you're approaching the NCO or you're walking away from the NCO, you gave the greeting of the day was "Good morning, sergeant."
It's you to do it.
Yes.
They should not catch you not doing it. And
Correct.
That
Correct.
Nuts to this day.
Correct.
And again, I mean, we can cut up for hours on probably the origin of stuff. But
well, if you were to, I'm guaranteed someone's gonna get a podcast right now and put it on fucking TikTok and go, "Stitch coming. You got these two guys that are talking about the day." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
same.
If you want to look at my DD214 versus theirs, it's fine.
if they have one,
I am okay. I'm fine. I'm not worried about that. So I think that, and I mean, it was funny. My last commander, same guy I was talking about. It's like, in every interaction with him, and he's younger than me, nothing to do with him in the real world, right? But still, it's sir and everything. Phone call, text, whatever. Call him sir. Like, that stuff that's what's missing. And like I said, when I was, doing first sergeant things, what I would always say, especially from the very first time meeting the unit, it's like, look, guys, I don't care about the big things. Because if we can't do the little things right first, big things don't matter. And that's in everything. Like, I learned that from sports. I learned that from baseball, right? Like, fundamentals. That's how you win games, by being able to do the small things. Because when the game comes, we don't have time to practice.
Exactly.
We just got to go out and play.
You just got to go out and play, and no excuses at that point.
And that's the Army, and that's why I was like, guys, we can't even get in formation on time. So we're SPing on average an hour and 40 minutes after the motor pool convoy was supposed to, these are the things we need to drill down and focus on. I don't want to worry about all this other shit. These warrior task and drills and mission essential tasks. I don't want to worry about any of that. Man. Here's what I want. Formation's at 06. I want you there at 0550 waiting on me, not the other way around. Like, that's what you start with, the little things. The uniform looks right. You talk to NCOs the proper way. You salute officers when you see them, unless they tell you not to. All these things, like the basic shit. If we can do the basics, which for some reason, like I said, they may or may not be missing, in those smart books. But if you can do the fucking basics, man, the big stuff takes care of itself.
Exactly.
I think muscle memory.
Yeah, and then of course the ethics stuff. That it goes into the ethics, and then it goes into, hey, if you want someone to enforce a standard, and then that's, you do enforce a standard, and then the person that you enforce a standard then all of a sudden cries to whoever and says, hey, why'd you yell at my troop?
That's the other issue I have. 100%. That is the other issue, is that it's a standard until it affects you. And then it's a problem.
Ooh, I like
that. Then
that.
It's a personal attack.
Yes. Ooh.
Then it's you're getting picked on or singled out.
Ooh.
But you love the standards.
Yep.
Selectively enforced here and there. Maybe you ask someone to, I don't know, stand a parade rest for someone you don't like versus someone you like. All those things that go on.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's true. And I only say it because, in 22 years, I saw a lot of shit. Good and bad. And I've seen the select enforcement. I've seen the people who try to actually, the good commanders who try to force UCMJ and get, less than supportive from those above that. And it's all and it comes back to what I just said, Ken. Either there's a standard or there's not.
Right. Well,
it's all in regulation. This isn't new.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all written. It's all doctrine.
It's already been. That's why I always tell people when people are like, hey, the Army's. The Army is woke or whatever. I always get pissed off and say, no, it's the extra shit that goes on regulation that was already there. Like, for instance, AR 600-20 already there. Talks all about EO and sharp, yada 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 yada. It's already there. You don't need to add a microaggression class to this fucking shit. You don't need to add, hey, how I need to be considered, whatever. Because like I said, me and you were just breaking balls about my appearance and stuff like that, and how your proper pronunciation of names and yada yada. I've had real friends or curious individuals say, God, why is your name Ramos? Why did it? I've heard people say Ramos, not Ramos. I was like, you don't say tacos, tacos, do you? And everyone just starts rolling. You know, I kind of break the ice because it shouldn't be it shouldn't be to that point to where we're spending too much energy on it. And I hate it. It's like, oh, well, you know, the Army has its policy, and then you hear about 5 additional classes on stuff that is, it's almost like beating a dead horse on some shit that fucking doesn't need to be.
And you know what? It's funny. I had a message. Man, this was a long time ago, but commander I had, he sent me, I'm trying to think, was it a RAND study? There was some study, and I want to say it was about the reserves in the late 80s or early 90s. And do you want to know their biggest barrier to readiness then?
The extra classes?
Admin training.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's able to do anything at the drills because they've got to do all this admin shit. Dude, that was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not changed, this guy.
No.
It's worse.
Even, as a matter of fact, what's even funnier is we even had the Secretary of the Army put out a fucking memorandum. Stop doing all these fucking classes.
They still do
them. We even had the Sergeant Major of the Army. No more PT belts.
That's
still
what
do.
Reminded me, you know, and that's what it almost reminds me of recruiting in a way, right? Because here was one of my biggest issues with recruiting in USAREC at the time. USAREC's in Fort Knox. That's where the flag's at. The entire command is dispersed geographically throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
And in other instances, like across the ocean over there in, you know, Hawaii, Guam, all that shit.
Right.
Every other division level command, you're all right there.
Mm-hmm.
The sir comes out, the ma'am comes out, whoever the fuck it is, here's what's going to happen. Sergeant Major says, that's what's going to happen. And here's how we're going to make it happen. And everyone does it. USAREC?
Nah.
I don't know about that. So some sergeant major at some brigades like, that ain't what we're going to do. And then the first sergeants are like, and then the station commanders are like, and then the recruiters, they don't even know what the fuck's going on. They're just like, oh shit, I still need 2 appointments today. So whatever. They don't give a fuck about what that
exactly.
Fort Knox said. They don't care. They don't know. And they see it like, oh great, whatever. So that was always kind of to go back to what I was saying is this, like, there's command emphasis or there's big level emphasis on things, and leaders that are supposed to implement and adhere to it, they just ignore it.
Yep.
Why? I don't know, Ken. I don't know when it started, because like I said, I came in January 2002. I went up to my platoon sergeant, and I still remember. I still talk to him to this day. He's a retired sergeant major, Marcus Bertel. Great dude, love him. But I went up to him to introduce myself at my first drill, and you know what he said to me?
That's nice.
I said, Sergeant Bertel. He's like, who the fuck are you? And I'll never forget it. I stood there at parade ground, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm Private Bandazewski. He's like, oh, well, all right, whatever. But yeah, like that's the point of bringing him up was that, like, I've always had really good leaders. Always. I've had very, very few bad ones, and you learn just as much from them as you do from the good ones. But up until, man, really, I didn't really have bad leaders until I got to the recruiting command.
I bet.
That's when I met the definition of what they call toxic leadership. I thought it was just buzzwords and people complaining and shit on what the fuck moments. Hey, man, what are you guys talking? I was like, I was still convinced at that time that most of the Army what the fuck moments was just made up bullshit. I was like, that shit is not real. Like, and I would sit there and argue with people about certain things like that ain't real because I never experienced it, so it can't be real. Right? And then I got to USAREC in my first recruiting company, Sac Valley. What up?
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That shit's real. That is real.
I'm gonna send Ken some shit.
Yeah. Like Joe Rogan on his stand up the other night, where he's like, you know what? Now I believe all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because you bring up a good point. We post when units do these justice in actions, like they're slamming soldiers. You remember this
the old blotter board style?
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly. I that's what I think WTF Bowman should be like. I mean, don't get me wrong, we evolved a little bit more of a news type of organization, but if you look at that, I miss seeing shit like that. Like, that's how you know that and that's what's funny about commands nowadays. This is how you knew commanders were fucking handling business. This is how you knew that's also how the soldiers knew that oh shit, I better be good to go, or else I'm gonna get on this fucking board too.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
But I think the last time I really saw one of those was at Fort Lewis. It was in the summer of 2009, because we were out there. We were on a cycle break, and we were on a 6-week cycle break from Benning, which was nice, and we were sent out to play Op 4 for LDAC, the cadets doing their little summer camp out at Fort Lewis. And I remember being in the gym, and I was kind of lost. Like, I was on a different part of the gym, and I was trying to, I don't know, find something. And I walked into some company area in their CQ, and I remember looking at the blotter board, and I was like, oh shit, this company's got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That was 2009, and I don't know when it left. I don't know, but they totally got to bring that shit back.
They do.
That's like, it's like what you said. Commanders taking shit serious. Because I know they do that with like sharp incidents now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, we would.
Well, I think that's something that I think definitely like that. Like, hey, look.
Yep.
Here's.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on in this unit, or this command.
Yeah, Sergeant First Class so-and-so was doing this, because I think Arif John is the one that's bringing it back. Arif John is bringing that shit back now. They're doing sharp incidences where we posted somebody saying, hey, you got a thick ass or something like that, and that motherfucker got slammed, or hey, soldier groping breasts of another soldier, that type of shit. That right there, that's the shit that troops need to see to build that. Oh, okay. This command's doing some shit. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I better not fuck up.
But that's in everything though. Like I look, if, even down to the smallest shit, like, and I'll be honest, like, look, I've gotten tickets coming on the installations before. Put that up there. Like, even if it's a warning.
Yeah.
Hey, First Sergeant got this warning coming on because he was too dumb to get there on time. Like, everyone does dumb shit, right? You know what? But put it on blast. You know, at the worst, if it's something minor like that, you just sit there and have a fucking laugh at it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look at this fucking idiot. But if it's serious, you're like, oh shit. Because again, like, it's a reminder that this is the Army. This isn't just, you're not working at fucking Walmart.
Exactly.
Which,
exactly.
They would take probably that stuff a lot more serious too. Yeah, but that is the point that I bring it all the way back to, like, look, you know, I think the kids are going to be okay, but they need leaders.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
They need leaders, and unfortunately, some of that's learned the hard way, and I think that's what's not happening right now. Like, because to learn things the hard way, you got to fail. And, you know, sometimes Army failure is a whole different type of failure than what most people in the rest of the world experience. So that can sound like, I'm not trying to deflate the room or anything. I'm just being honest. Like, you know, failure is on the horizon at some point, whether we like it or not. And it has to be experienced so you can learn and grow from it.
What's your thoughts on the kids using TikTok, though, about it in uniform?
We allowed it to happen, right? I go back, what was it, 2012, I think it was, where, you know, the Secretary of Defense or somebody at some high level was like, once social media was growing with the Twitter. Remember the fucking Marine that got kicked out for talking shit about President Obama at the time? Yeah. But it was like, look, you had all these recruits who had already had a social media presence or had put stuff on social media or done some stuff on the internet they shouldn't, who were trying to join the military then, and it's like, well, you can't do any of that. You can't have social media. You can't do any of this. So it got to the point where it was like, we're either all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And they went all.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well, they went all, and now we're hey, what does the Army like to say? Second and third order effects, right?
Yes.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
We are in the find out stage of fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Right? We are in the finding out stage. And yeah, I wasn't some dude just on TikTok or posting videos talking shit about you?
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah,
like,
he was threatening to kill me.
E4? Was that real?
Yeah, he was threatening to kill
That's
me.
why I was like, man,
yeah.
this ain't real. This is a cry for help. Like, I don't know what happened with that. But
Well, supposedly,
that's my point.
yeah,
Dude,
threatening to kill me.
Fucking Sergeant Major. There is no part of me as an E4 who would dream of having an interaction with a retired Sergeant Major, one way or the other, in uniform or not. Like, every Sergeant Major I ever met scared the fuck out of me. Like, and that's how it should be, right? Now it's a little different because I'm kind of at that stage where, okay, you're a man like I am, and your respect is a little bit different. But at the E4 level, dude, I'm going the opposite direction if I see you. That's how it should be.
Yeah. No, yeah, he
threatened
to kill me.
Social media, it's I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure everyone who's in charge of deciding, they really don't fucking know, because, I mean, this is stuff we've written papers about for years on technology and all. These people who are at this decision-making strategic level, they're too fucking old. They never used it.
Yep.
Or they don't. They have someone using it for them, posting under their name or some shit, or they never came up with it.
Yep.
Like, it's not really going to get a handle on it until you got people coming up using this shit who somehow find themselves in a decision-making authority to maybe implement real policy. Otherwise, you just go back and hope an EMP happens and we're good. That's it. Like, it has to all go away completely, right? Because then
Exactly.
you don't have these problems. But
Somebody said I think who it was that posted, I can't remember who it was, posted, are you going to vote for Trump? Are you going to vote for Harris? Or are you going to vote for a meteor? And I'm like, I want the fucking meteor, dude. This is like some surreal shit we're going through right now in our nation's politics. And
it's not real. Like, I find it hard to believe it's real.
I know, man. That's what I'm saying.
Politics used to be such a serious sport.
Right.
It's like, I just, what was it? I can't remember what was it, the video I just saw of Harris, like they were asking her about being woke. She's like, you got to be the most woke.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
And then she just starts
laughingly. Yeah. She's just laughing. I'm like, what?
Or then the other one I saw last night, it was even worse. Like, she says something and then she laughs for like 15 seconds.
Yes. Yeah. I remember.
Like,
I think I saw
I'm
that video too. And everyone's got that awkward smile looking at like,
yeah.
And then you got DJ.
Oh, yeah. It's so awkward though, Ken. But she's up by 15 points apparently, or whatever. Fucking, like, I don't fucking polls. I don't believe any of them.
Same.
But,
well, then you got D Treasy. Then you got D Treasy doing his cringe stuff with it.
Like, this is why I just, and I said this. I wish Trump would have won in 2020 because it had all gone away.
Mm-hmm.
Both parties would have had to reset this election cycle because no one would have elected Pence, not on a national scale.
Mm-hmm.
Great man, I'm sure, good guy, but I don't think even he would have ran for president, or he wouldn't have gotten the nomination. And I think both parties would have had to reset to younger candidates, which is what I think they're doing with Harris. I think she's the sacrificial lamb. That's why you don't see Newsom in, you don't see Governor Moore in, you don't see a lot of these guys that the Democrats have who are up and coming even remotely trying to get the nomination.
Or maybe they're prevented from it too, because it pisses me off how she was.
I just think they're
quote unquote nominated.
That is a very weird thing, right? But I also think like they're just like, dude, just let Trump fucking win so he can disappear in 28 and we can start over. Like that's
a good point.
Because if he doesn't win, like, dude, he's gonna be 83 doing the same shit, and he's probably gonna get the nomination again.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he doesn't experience Joe Bidenism, which is just the byproduct of getting old. Like, I feel bad about it.
I do too. It's to the point
he's
where
at that age too, and he's still sharp. But can you imagine if 4 years later Trump's still like
sharp as it? Yeah. Somebody said
84 fucking years old, and he's still like getting the nomination. He's like, we're gonna fight you. This is the time. I'm gonna win. JD Vance. Don't know why I picked him. Fuck that guy. Who wants to be my VP? That like it was. He's gonna do it again. We'll be in the same position. That's why, like, dude, just nobody vote for Harris. Just let Trump win. So in 28, we start over, and then in 28, we can have Joe Kent.
Yes, sir.
Right up.
I was about ready to say that, man. Joe Kent. I was about ready to talk about. That was going to be the next one because here's the thing that I see about politics that to me it just seems like we make fun of the royals, we break balls on fucking Britain and the royalty, but it's like But we're like doing the same shit. You're like, oh, well, she deserves this. This is her time. Says who? Who? I mean, she was just there. I mean, she was just literally a placeholder, and now you have the media protecting her and covering up for what she's done.
It's very weird. You know, it's been 15 days. She hasn't sat down for an interview. Hasn't done anything. They're not making this up. Like, literally the most unpopular vice president of all time, and not someone you want speaking. Like, they hid her for the last year and a half anyway because they realized, oh shit, we can't have her out there speaking. Which is really weird to me that you are a prosecutor, you are a senator, but you don't know how to speak publicly. Like, how the fuck does that happen? Like, I am neither of those things.
Yeah.
There's one thing I can do is I can get in front of people and talk.
Yep.
And I don't understand how she is literally one of only two options, Ken. Who's going to be the president of the United States? She is one of two.
Yep.
She can't fucking talk. She cannot fucking talk or answer questions. And we're going to somehow put her on the stage.
The world stage, man.
World
Yeah,
leaders.
yeah.
Like, with actual fucking stone cold killer leaders. Like, how do you think that's going to go over?
That's going to go over like
I just look, man, I'm an American. I want the best for this country and nobody else, and I will die on that hill. Like, all I care about is my country. That is it. That is at the forefront, first, second, third, all the way down to the 99 things of priorities in my mind is the United States of America, and everything else is a very, very distant 100th.
Right.
But I also would like the best possible person advocating for those things. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, this is where we're at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, it's like this is like a Netflix series, bro. This is like a fucking.
You know, it's actually funny. It is like a Netflix series because who else would they pick on Netflix? It would be Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Right. It would be someone who no one can agree on what she actually is. It'd be a woman.
Yes, I know, dude. I was like, I went. You see, you were talking about social media fights and all that stuff. I went back and forth with Laura Loomer. Hey, look.
Did you? Nice.
Well, I mean, some of her trolls came after me, but I was kind of like, I was waiting for her to grab on, grab on to my fucking post. And my biggest thing is that she's got a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. Okay, now. I don't know. If you see somebody from Jamaica in our country, you say he's black. So it's that identity shit, like you said. She's been identifying as. It's almost like the media has put her in a square peg, into a round hole. Well, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, let me take that back. It's almost like the media painted her in a corner of what she needed to be because the whole time they were lauding her about being Indian American. And then Laura Loomer's like, oh, she's not even American, black. She's black, and he's from Jamaica. I'm like, if you see everybody from Jamaica show up if you see somebody from Jamaica walk, did you see Cool Runnings? They were black. They were from Jamaica. So it's like, dude, they're fucking black. She's black. Now, everyone says, well.
What I wish we could just do? Here's what I wish we could just do. He's fucking American. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give a fuck about your race. Your gender, none of that shit. You, as far as I know, are a United States citizen, which means you're an American. All that hyphenated shit that predates or comes before that word, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
No one cares that I'm a Polish American.
No way. Are you really Polish?
Did you know that? No, you don't even ask. Why? Because I'm just white. So I'm just a white guy.
Exactly.
I'm a white guy. So I'm an American, but I'm a white guy. So I don't get to have the hyphen. I'm just
You're
anyone
Polish.
Anyone else can have the hyphen.
You're a Polish American that is a practicing Catholic, not Jewish, right? I mean,
no, I'm Catholic as fuck.
Exactly. So
yeah. Maybe I should just say that. Maybe I'm a Catholic American.
Catholic as fuck.
Then I can Catholic as fuck American with a hyphen. But yeah, I don't like. And there's only one party who does this shit, and that's what I don't like. Well, plus you already know, and if no one's listened to my show, I've said this a million times. I am so tired of the fucking two-party system in this country.
Same.
You can't have 340 million people and say half of you get, or whoever, you get on that side of the room, the rest of you get on this side of the room. Absolutely fucking not. That is not representation. There is no way to say there's only two parties of people in this country because there's just not enough room for all the ideas. Right. And I would love to have, and this is a horrible example at the moment, but you know, if you look at, you know, the parliaments in Europe, you know, political parties rise and fall every 2 years. Some of them keep the same platform, change their name, and all of a sudden they win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's representation by actually trying to represent more people,
right?
Rather than just like, got my red shirt on. Everybody, who's got the? All right, everyone with the red shirt.
Exactly. Who's got their blue shirt? Who's got the?
You get the fuck over there and you talk with your hyphens.
Yeah.
Like,
put on your white dudes for Harris hat on.
And then that's the other see, and that's the hypocrisy of it all, Ken. It's like, if anybody dared to just say white dudes for Trump.
Yes.
All of a sudden, everyone's fucking racist.
Dude, I got.
But it's okay to do white girls for fucking Harris.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Dude, white dudes, I got a lot of shit for saying. Beaners for Biden, and fucking people got mad at me about it. And I'm like, what? I said, that's what you're doing, basically. Are we gonna start going on every? You know what I mean? It's like you can't.
And that goes back to maybe we just need the meteor. Just fucking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
You know that meme where it's like Jesus on the cell phone, Gabriel blow the trumpet.
Exactly.
Fucking come back. Let's just get the judgment going.
Yeah, let's bring the rapture, dude. I'm
going
just
to purgatory. Fine. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hell, but you know, I'm probably going to purgatory. But man, like I am so tired, and it's been going on for a long time now. The whole racial identity politics shit is so stupid. You know, I remember it was one of the weirdest things. Well, it's not weird, but I go back to a town in Florida, and I want to say it was when like the Tea Party movement was. It was probably 2010 election, and it was for a local seat. So it was like really local candidates, nobody with a big name, and this Puerto Rican candidate gets up, and he was young. I remember he was younger than me. I was like, oh shit, this dude's fucking young. He's going for it. And I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I don't know what came of him. Don't even remember his name, but I remember him saying how the Democratic Party, they can do nothing but divide and split over racial identity. Mm-hmm. They don't want to actually unify people. They want you to think of them by only their racial identity first. And then whatever comes after it, that's just extra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you've seen me on Twitter interact with people who'd say that I, as a Latino, should accept Latinx.
Exactly. Yeah. Why don't you?
Why? And these are coming from white people, dude. These are not coming from fellow Latinos. Exactly. They're coming from white people. They're like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, here I am, just rolling along, hanging out with my fellow, my fellow Americans. And I'm not Americans, and I'm not
group chats full of Americans.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't delineate. Like I said, I do get the curious questions. Hey, Ken, do Mexicans do this? I'm like, no, they don't fucking do that. See, that's what I thought. I'm gonna go tell my buddy who thinks that Mexicans only do this. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, that's fine, but no, that's not generally what happens. But it just, dude, I'm being fucking painted in the corner where you're trying to make me decide of what my heritage is as opposed to my citizenship. I'm a first generation American, so I came from a family that saw the flag as a beacon of freedom, and you could do whatever you wanted to fucking do. Nobody's holding you fucking back, and I'm not going to go through a fucking party to tell me what I need to do.
Yeah, see, but that's the point. And someone else who's not you or does not look like you and does not have your background is trying to tell you that you need to accept their version of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it.
It's only coming from the Democrat Party,
right.
And that's why I cannot roll with them.
Yeah, I can't. I can't roll with.
Look, both parties have good ideas. Both have good things in their planks, but that's the shit that's never going to draw me to their side because you're constant. And now you're at the point where you're telling me like I'm the problem. You're the problem. Okay. You're a man. You're the problem, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're toxic masculinity.
not only are you not accepting the Latinx brand, but now you're being a misogynist because Latino from Mexico are misogynists. And I'm like, oh my God.
One of my funniest things, one of my favorite lines, and I don't even remember the context he used it in, but sometimes I almost wish we just got back to a political. Like we reduced it so far down to this Chris Rock stand-up thing where he's like, let me ask you this. Can you kick my ass? Because if you can't, shut up. I don't want to hear what you got to say. No, I get it. That's probably not what we should do. But sometimes that's what I wonder. Like, that's kind of how we've gotten to this point where we don't have the warrior statesman anymore, like the Joe Kents. What up, Joe Kent?
What up, Joe Kent?
Yeah, we don't have, and to bring it to a more serious level, like we don't have the people who are actually known for what they've done militarily or what they've done getting into politics. Like, we've got so many people who have no skin in the game. They are career bureaucrats, or they've never done anything but check the blocks from whatever school they went to all the way from graduation on up, and they find themselves in policy making decisions that they have no skin in, no stake in. We used to not be that way. Like, I mean, we were talking about like making fun of royals and all that shit, but I mean, yeah, we've had political dynasties and political families in this country, but they used to actually take part in this shit.
Right.
You know, I always bring up the Kennedys. Look at some of those dudes. Look what they did. Well, and died for this country. Like, that happened. Right? And you can like them for their political affiliations or whatever you want to argue about them, fine. At least they were involved.
You know, I'll be honest.
We have too many people not involved.
There were some of the Kennedy Democrats majority. I mean, that's how I was raised, and it was the strong defense. Take care of your fellow man. We got to ensure that if you want to be here, legally, you got to make sure you do it right. Here are some of the programs we can do. And now to the point to where now we're just like fucking giving shit away. Like, there's no.
What did you just describe? Who does that sound like today?
That sounds like a conservative now.
Is that, I was gonna say, is that the Democrat Party?
But hell no, not at all.
No.
Dude.
That's what's weird. It's like, I'll sit in conversations with like older family members who were raised Democrats and all, and they're like, "Oh, the Republican Party's not the party we grew up with." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're trying to tell me the Democrat Party is the fucking party you grew up with?
Exactly.
Are you out of your fucking mind?"
Exactly.
Like, it's like, it's so hard to take it seriously though, because man, I would love to go back. Like, I will take my red shirt off and put a blue shirt on if you're going to give me the fucking Kennedy Democrat Party. I'll sign up for that tonight.
Yep.
But that's not what we got. And I don't understand how it's gotten to this point. I know Rob, we were just talking about the one you put up there. He's like, look, man, it's all pendulum. It's going to swing back. And I believe that.
Yep, same here.
I believe at some point it's going to swing back. I don't know if it's going to be with, if they let Harris get in, I don't know. Like, again, because that's kind of where we're at, right? It's like, I feel like we're just going to let someone
at this point, it's almost like just going to be a give me, or it's going to be, because at this point, it's like, it's almost like a frantic, I guess you would say the layman, the person, just your common guy like me. I'm your average dude. And I'm seeing it from like, you're just going to give this shit to her? Like, there's no one's like, actually just like, no one's going to step in and say, nah, fuck that. You know, when Biden stepped in and he started campaigning from his basement in April 19, he came in late. So we don't have a fucking superstar anywhere that can come by and
No, you do, but they're not. That's why I said they're not running. Like, they're purposely waiting for 2028, and that's why I think like she's the sacrificial lamb. But what if they fucking let her have it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Is like, what if
2028 comes?
What if there was what if there was some guy that's butthurt right now somewhere going, this is bullshit. I wanted to run and they told me not to run. And what if there's somebody out there like that?
Only one I could think of would be Newsom. But he's been adamant for over a year that he was never going to run. But I don't think he considered President Biden dropping out.
No.
But
I think nobody did either.
I don't know, man. I spent enough time in California with him as my governor, especially during COVID. Like, I just don't think he plays on a national scale. But I also don't know what plays on a national scale anymore because, like I said, all of a sudden, magically, Harris is like the front runner.
Yeah.
So, will you tell me?
Yeah. What is?
Do we even decide?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. Is like we have people telling us what is the national scale nowadays? You know what I mean? Who is fucking? I mean, literally, specifically since for the last, we're almost 4 years of not knowing who the fuck was running the country, and now come to find out she's been part of it, part of the cover up. And we're like, dude, you want this?
No, it's also like this is why I don't understand polls. So there's one, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, that 92% of Americans polled believe Kamala Harris had something to do with Biden dropping out, and then in the same breath, she's getting 62% of the vote on this thing? Like,
exactly.
Wait a minute. You have a problem with her neglecting the, quote, democratic process.
Right.
By forcing Biden out. But at the same time, it's like, oh, whatever, though. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But now she's 48 versus 45. What are you talking? Yeah, exactly. Where are these numbers coming from? I think I saw that it was Survey USA that was talking about that too. That and it fluctuates too. Survey USA and political polls is an account on Twitter that goes back and forth between Harris being at 46 and Trump being at 50. Which at this point, the ear truthers are just as bad as the 9/11 deniers, and that's the one that the guys were saying you get shot, bro. Everyone fucking saw it.
That's the other thing.
Everyone fucking saw it. The individuals.
It's a for people to go back to just like, oh, he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, man, that shit got erased so quickly in this country.
Yep.
I'm over. Like, nothing matters anymore, Ken.
That's what I'm saying.
We watched this literally like 3.5 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more than that, 3-4 weeks ago, whatever. July 13th.
Yeah, July 13th. Yeah, it was about that long. It was not only that it happened, but it was, everyone was like, oh my God, this is a pivotal moment in history, and this is something that blah 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 blah. And no sooner than 24 to 48 hours, you didn't get shot. What?
Well, and then what? But not only that, but then what?
And then this
Joe Biden drop it out.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris was the nominee. It's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. You're like, wait a minute. Exactly. Oh, hey, yeah, we're gonna have the game, and then she's a presumptive nominee, but she's not been nominated yet. Okay, when's the convention? When are the voters? Dude, Black Lives Matter came out and said she needs to be fucking nominated, not fucking just coronated. Black Lives Matter said this.
That'd be nice. When was that?
That was on Twitter. I'll put.
Was that today?
No, that was a few days back. Hang on, let me see.
No.
I'll look out.
Really started, like, does that organization even matter anymore?
No pun intended. The
yeah, because I feel like they've lost their luster.
I think the reason why they say they lost, they had some issues with their finances and where the money went for all the collection. And then they said that we're going to have all these groups funded and financed. They were going to help a lot of the Black and brown communities, blah, 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 blah. And then come to find out they were buying like $1 million estates.
Yeah,
and then there was like a breakup.
Talk about this. Mo money, mo problems.
Yeah,
story as old as time.
They broke off. I guess the group itself kind of broke off with some of the leadership.
Sad. Very sad.
But so now BLM, the movement, the actual BLM, BlackLivesMatter.com said, no, this is not. We need to have the convention, Democratic convention. That's another thing too. At this point, if you think I'm going to vote for a Democrat at this point, nah, not the way they did the same thing to Bernie Sanders when Hillary Clinton got the same nomination.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking Bernie Sanders came in, I'm going to do this. It's time to go. And the next thing you know, he's like, I guess not. You know, he's fucking. You expect
Bernie, like, and you know what I loved about Bernie the first time is, like, I thought Bernie was like one of the first dudes that, besides Trump, who literally believes everything he says.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Trump, say what you want about Trump. That dude believes everything he says. Like, he's straight stream of conscious on everything. Like, he's like me right now. Just whatever's coming out, that's what I'm saying.
And says
Bernie's the same way.
And says it.
Bernie's did that. Yeah, and he says it.
And he says it.
I do apply a filter. I applied a filter a few times tonight. But Bernie's been the same dude for like 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's great clips on the internet of him when he was like I don't know, was he a mayor or some shit in this small town, and he'd go and he'd be doing like these little public access. I don't know if you ever saw that shit. He'd do like these public access shows, and he'd just pull up to a group of kids on the side of the sidewalk playing, and he'd be like, "Hey, what do you think of this tree? What do you think of this tree I planted?" And he'd be like, "My mom told me not to talk to strangers."
You better tell your mother she needs to vote. She needs to fucking vote.
Yeah.
Why is
There's this one where he's like sitting talking, he's holding court with like this group of little kids out in a park. He's like, "Who here smokes cigarettes?"
Yeah, exactly.
I do. He's like, I think you're dumb. I think you're dumb.
I think it's dumb if you smoke.
It's the craziest shit. Like, there's all these clips of Bernie when he was like,
exactly
the same dude.
Well, see,
dude, and he was so close. That Hillary Clinton machine.
Let me pull up the Black Lives Matter statement. There it is, right there, where it says Kamala was
selected, not elected, but the solution is simple.
Ooh, they added them, Ken. They
Yeah.
put the at sign.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. I was like, dude, even I liked that. I liked that comment. I liked it and reposted, going, damn.
I don't know. It's only 628,000. That's nothing, man. I did 27 million for taking a picture of my fucking nightstand. I was a box with a gun on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember. That was the misogynist post you were talking about, right?
That's why I get paid Elon bucks to these days.
I think there should be a goal that if you make so much on making Elon bucks, you just get a Cybertruck or a Tesla. If you're like a top owner.
I know. Well, it's the ugliest thing ever
It
made.
is.
Man.
Well,
It is the absolute. Oh my god! What I just saw, I got tagged in that Ridge post yesterday where they responded and it was like, "You can win a gold Cybertruck or like some new Ford Raptor shit or whatever." I'm like, I honestly don't want either. I think they're both
exactly.
ugly. And one's a Ford, so no. Can't do it.
I'll be fine with my diesel guzzling, smoke having freaking big ass
No,
truck.
no, you're Mexican American, Ben. Like you're hyphenated. You should be good with your lowrider.
You should be good with my Impala. I need my good with my switches, yo. Oh man, Eric, thanks so much for hanging out, bro. This has been fucking awesome.
Yep, I agree.
And like I said, long time coming. And then again, I might swing back over and shoot the shit with you some more on yours.
You are always standing invitation.
Always.
Anytime.
Same you.
Anytime. Bring your murder cult. Bring all the fake what the fuck moments posts that you get sent into. Because remember, it's not real.
They're not real.
Not real until it's real. But yeah, vote for Joe Kent if you're in Washington District 3. What up?
What up, Joe? What up? You need to come on too, Joe. Shoot the shit with us. All right, guys. We'll be right back. I'm going to shoot the shit with Eric for a second, and of course, the host of There Will Be Bourbon. Thanks again for hanging out. There was. You had an old fashioned though.
I did, and it's gone.
It's gone. So, all right, we're going to go on a break. Me and Eric are going to shoot the shit. So, see you in a minute. Shots.
Shots.
One more
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Took a real quick break to shoot the shit with Eric, host of the There Will Be Bourbon podcast. It was fun. Man, we could have gone on for like 3 more hours probably. Oh man, at any rate. Man. So again, shout out to Eric for hanging out with us and shooting the breeze. This was fun. So let's do some housekeeping right quick, and then we'll be able to close this out. All right, so let me get back on here, and that's all here. You're on the Monday edition, right? Let me put me on the Monday edition. But bam, okay, this is the Monday edition with me and Massey. Like I said, I think the storms might have taken some of his internets out, his webs out. So glad for you guys hanging out in the chats and shooting the shit with us. Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior, of course, with him, either Angry Elf or Mad Mike. Pop Culture Warrior, of course, giving you all the deets and news. And I'm pretty sure with all the pop culture stuff happening with Deadpool and Wolverine and a lot of announcements, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a pretty packed show of a lot of details. New trailers coming out as well. Wednesday's the Sorents, and it is... Done burning one on pause. Hey, thanks, Cause. Sprankinator. Dang it. Okay, K-Dog. All right, Baconator. Appreciate you hanging out. Wednesday is a smoke pit with TZ and Radar. Radar pushing the buttons and manning the guns. Smoke pit time. And, of course, a Thursday with myself and Spanky on Sergeant's Time. Friday, I got to do the graphic. You guys. Friday FTX, or will be a I don't know if I should put that on a Friday or just put sometimes Friday on FTX, where tabletop games, video games, and streaming could be happening. Saturday is, of course, I got to put in something Saturday for the co-ops too. Ooh, I just realized I got to put something for co-ops if there is a co-ops happening. I kind of leave that alone. Sunday is, of course, WTF Nation Radio's Sports Bar with the actual King Smith and what do you hear, what do you say, the coach, with all of their insightful veteran takes and optics on the sports world. I'm pretty sure they're going to be blabbing about the Olympics going on. I apologize for fouling up the fucking medal count thing. I always see the amount. I don't care about the gold. The more medals, the more better. But yes, gold is nice. And then here, Monday, with the Monday edition. Monday edition, I'm going to have Ariana Vargas, and she's going to be coming on. She's going to be a guest discussing her case with domestic violence. So I'm just warning you guys right now, if there is any of the topics that you feel will be sensitive, it will be a sensitive topic to discuss. So I'm just letting you know, if you don't want to listen to that night, then that's fine. I understand that, but let you know that there will be some discussions that deal in that realm. And then let's see what we got. We got Tuesdays. John Wesley Ship. Make a radio host recruitment vid competition. Yeah, we did that for the beginning of Sergeant's Time. Some of the individuals sent me some awesome B-roll to do this. That's why the intro for Sergeant's Time is so badass, because it was submitted by the WTF Nation for the intro. So we had kind of like a little contest. Hey, if you send us some B-roll, your B-roll could be selected for the Sergeant's Time intro, blah, 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 blah. So John Wesley Ship is going to be joining CQ on the 13th. And then, let's see. What else we got going on, man? We got some other one stuff too. So I'm looking at a lot of tentative guests that have not been locked in yet. So I don't want to say this person's going to show up on the show and then stand us up. So at any rate, make sure you share, like, and follow all of the stations or platforms that we're broadcasting off of. We're broadcasting live. 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. 2 YouTube pages at WTF U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. And, of course, on the X app. formerly known as Twitter, the X app at WTF Nation Radio. So, again, share, like, and follow, hang out, shoot the shit, jump in the chats. Always have that positive target feedback in there. So, anywho, so, he caught Kaz when he has, Kaz is not left, guys. He just can't, he's just not broadcasting. He's not gone. I'm going to let you guys know that right now. Kaz is not gone. He's just unable to broadcast. And like he was saying before, there were some commitments that prevent him from doing it, but he's still still behind the scenes doing some of the stuff. So if he can come on, cool. The same thing with our terrestrial radio host, James Cannon, who was part of the veteran show out of Pittsburgh. So we still have some people behind the scenes that assist us and all that. So we'll be good. So anyhow, make sure you share, like, and follow. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Again, shout out to Eric. Thank you so much for hanging out, and shouts.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Stuck in the mud so deep, and then there ain't no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep, a minute ain't no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army of the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army of the force, it never will change. She'll raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say, Army of the force, every single day.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the Army of Ukraine, our army.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at War Horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improved communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at War Horses, you're family. And families solve problems together.